Yes, we will watch a video number 1. Can we roll that, please? A desperation for holiness. This is the women's 200 meters final in the Rio Olympics. And Shawnee Miller, she was in the frame first. Shawnee Miller of Bahamas. The race was between Shawnee Miller and Allyson Felix. Allyson Felix looking for her 5th athletic medal in the Olympics. Shawnee leads most of the race, but towards the end, she's losing tempo. She's not able to keep up that blistering pace. And as the race comes to an end, watch what Shawnee Miller of Bahamas does. In a desperate attempt to win, she dives to the finish. One of the most dramatic finishes in Olympics. So desperate. She just wants to make sure that she wins the goal. She dives in front. She dives in front. I have a question. For you, even as the video ends. Are you desperate to live a holy life? Last evening, Uncle Rajkumar Ramachandran told us about the importance of thoughts. Is one thought in your heart, I must live a holy life for Jesus? My Bible says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 3, this is from the Voice version again. Now this is God's will for you. Set yourself apart and live holy lives. Avoid polluting yourself with sexual defilement. It may not be God's will for you to live till 90. It may not be God's will for you to live even till 60. It may not be God's will for you to own a Benz car or settle down in America. But one thing we know for sure, it is God's will, and that the Bible says is God's will for you, my friend, is you must live a holy life. God's will for me as a minister of the gospel is that I must live a holy life, especially in the area of sex. That's what 1 Thessalonians 4:3 says. And we'll watch the next video. Now, before I go into the next video, the thing is here, Shawnee Miller didn't want to settle for a second place. She was so desperate to win. And when it comes to purity, sometimes we think, we have the grace of God. It's okay if I win this temptation or lose this temptation. I would like you to listen to what Martina Navratilova, tennis legend, said. Whoever says it doesn't matter whether you win or lose has already lost. Whoever said it doesn't matter whether you win or lose has already lost. Some years ago, when I was still going to Scudder school in this town, Vellore, I read about Arjuna Ranatunga, Sri Lanka's former captain. And those days in the 90s, Sri Lanka were the minnows of world cricket, and they came for a tour in India. And Arjuna Ranatunga said, we are not overawed by big names. I vow that we will beat India. I like that spirit. Do we have such a spirit when it comes to tackling temptation, when it comes to tackling sexual temptation? Desperation for holiness.